everyone, I'm here with another unboxing video. Again, this is a deck I found out about through Lisa Pappa's hot takes of decks that were coming out. I pre-ordered both the Hieronymus Bosch Tarot, which I did an unboxing video of and posted just a couple of days ago. And I also pre-ordered this one, and they both came on the same day. I was expecting them to come, days apart, but by chance they both came on the same day. And I have not bought a lot of decks this year, so it's kind of nice to have like two decks at the same time to unbox. It feels a little like Christmas, so I've been looking forward to this one. It is by Ciro Marchetti. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I have his Gilded Lenormand, and I also have the Kipper as well that he has, the fin de siècle Kipper, and I love both of them. So when I saw this, I was very excited. I'm hoping that this will be just as lovely as those other two. So this particular deck, it says it has 47 cards rather than the 36. So it has some extra cards as well. So there are, the traditional Lenormand has 36, but there are variations where they do add cards from other traditions, other cartomancy type traditions. So I'm curious to see. I don't mind that. Like I have the Maybe Lenormand, which is 52 cards. The Celtic Lenormand has some extra cards as well, so I'm open to working with extra cards. So this is a Llewellyn publication, so we have our nice magnetic closure, in the good sturdy box to keep things in. I've just taken the plastic off. I have not opened this yet. So let's take a look. Well, this is nice. We've got our nice inside cover. We've got our ribbon here, and then we have our book. Llewellyn's really stepped up with their books as well. So full color, really beautiful. Oh yeah, full color, really gorgeous. Oh, okay. So before I get overexcited, let's look through the book. So we have here our artist note, we have an introduction, and then we get into the cards. So we have a color thumbnail here, core meaning, and what type it is, auspicious it says. So it tells you, I guess, if it's like more challenging or good. We have our traditional meaning, imagery, and messages for work, love, and health. Daily advice and some tips for working with this particular card. So again, this goes through the book. And then we have more information at the back. How to read. So we have the people cards. So we talk about that. We have the different spreads. 3-card spread. We have the 9-card. Oh, we have the grand tableau. Oh, and some directional information. Oh, this looks really good. It actually looks like a really good little resource book for reading Lenormand. So I'm really excited to get into that. We have our cards on the bottom. I was a little afraid they'd be big. I've bought some Lenormand decks where the cards are just too huge for Lenormand, because you need a lot of space for Lenormand, because you're using the cards in kind of like they refer to each other, like you're using spreads when you use Lenormand. So let's take the box, put it away. We've got our deck here. It's covered in plastic, so I'm gonna take a moment to struggle with this. All right, so taking the plastic off, right away one thing I notice is there's no gilding. I missed the gilding on, there's gilding on the Kipper and on the Gilded Lenormand. I guess that's the name. But that's okay. I know Llewellyn doesn't really do gilding on their cards. Cardstock, typical Llewellyn's a little bit thinner, but I don't mind that because, again, for rifle shuffling, it's fine. And so let's take a look at the cards themselves. So we have our traditional rider here. Very clear it's a rider. We've got the name there in case you're confused at all. And then we've got the traditional card association inlet in there. So that's really nice if you like using that as well. The rider, the clover, very clear it's a clover because it's good to have clarity with Lenormand. The ship is really beautiful. The house. I must say these are kind of a matte, like it's on the back. It's a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little more glossy. The front is matte. I personally like a glossy card, but that's me. We've got the tree, the clouds. We've got our snake, coffin. I like that there's an angel wing here over the coffin. The bouquet. The scythe. Oh, they have the scythe and the whip. Oh no, they are separate. Okay, sorry. For a minute I got mixed up with the broom and the whip. So this, they have here the whip. Sometimes it'll be a broom, sometimes it'll be a broom and a whip. The birds, very colorful. This is a very colorful deck, but that's pretty typical of Sarah Marchetti's work. We've got the birds here. We've got these owls. So we got two birds here. We've got the owl and we've got the colorful birds. And I do read owls and birds a little bit differently. So that's kind of nice to see. So we've got, then they've got, both of them have the number 12. So if you want to use them both, or if you want to use one or the other, you can. So you have a choice there. We have the child. Oh, I love this fox. He's so cute. Love the fox. The bear, adorable bear. The star. The stork, the dog, very cute with the little sheepies in front, the tower, the garden, the mountain, choice for the two paths, mice, heart. We've got ring. That's interesting. It's a ring, but it's also a ring around Saturn. I think that's a really cool interpretation there. Book. Letter. I love the blue feather here. The feather pen, the quill. That's the word I was looking for. We've got the man. And we've got the gentleman. So we've got two men here. So you can really, like, if you were reading as for somebody, let's say in, you know, like a same-sex situation, like relationship, you could pull out the two men for that, or you can keep two men in there, one representing, you know, one man, one representing another. So I think that's quite handy to have them. And they're both looking in different directions as well, which is quite interesting. Then we have the woman. Do we have another woman? Yes, we do. We have two women here. We have a woman and a lady. You can read them differently, or again, you could use them for, you know, again, like a same-sex romantic couple, or you could use it as two different women in your readings. We've got the lilies, the sun. That's a really nice sun there. The moon, the key, the fish, anchor, and we have the cross. So we'll look at next, we've got the extra cards. So we have time here. We've got the hourglass, so the element of time. We've got the well, which apparently I read a little bit on the back of the box. It said it meant to dig deeper into things. We've got the dice, I guess for chance. We've got the compass, showing you direction. The bridge, the masks, that's interesting. The labyrinth, and 44 says closer look. That's an interesting card. I would kind of compare that maybe to like the eye and some of the other cartomancy decks. So an interesting deck. Again, I'm going to work with this. I think that the book looks really interesting. I think it looks quite thorough. And I'm really curious about the other meanings. So maybe let's take a look at one of the alternative cards. Okay, so let's look at time. It says it's neutral. All right, so traditional meaning, make more time for yourself. It's time to do that which is shown in the adjacent card. Slow cards are the tarot, tree, anchor, and mountain will indicate a long time, while fast cards like clover, scythe, whip, and child will indicate a shorter time. Timing is essential in any reading. The time card represents an opportunity to lengthen projects or take a shortcut. So, for example, it says here, work. Care should be taken on all projects. Expect to put in a little overtime in order to produce the quality of work desired. Focus on the job at hand. Consider what input is required by all parties and plan it well. And love, a little patience must be applied in love. Be kind to yourself and your relationship and just pause for thought. So very much about time itself. So it looks like there's good information about some of these other cards. I'm really curious to work with this book and with this deck and give it some time. But it looks like it'll be a good deck to work with. I love the size of the deck, I have to say. Cardstock, again, a little bit thin. I think it could be a tiny bit thicker, but I don't mind it too much because it makes it just easier to shuffle. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, this unboxing and first impressions. Again, is this a deck that you are considering getting? Is this a deck that you know, is on your list of things, or are you like, no? Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you read Lenormand? Do you not? Do you like having the extra cards, or would you take them out? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear. Yeah, and thank you again so much for watching, and as always, peace and love and rock.